How's it going, guys? Today is another day down here in Florida. We have here in front of me, we have the G37. I've been driving this thing for a couple of days now, on and off. I drove this thing here today, drove it around, acting pretty good. Here comes freaking Joey. But I've been driving this thing around, it's treating me good. The only thing that I could say that it's still doing is it's doing the locks thing. But I think I might have a solution for it. Alex said that you turn that thing off. Thank you. So Alex said that when the battery dies too many times, that the locks actually cycle on and off like that. So I have another battery in the shop charging up. That one was at 11.6 volts when I checked it earlier, and I had put it on a charger for 30 minutes. It went up to 11.8, so we're gonna try to get it up to 12. Joey's all sweaty, I can see. But over here in the shop, we have this 350. We're doing a fuel pump on this, or the fuel pressure, the fuel level sensor. It had a slight coolant leak, so I fixed that. And over here, we have a 370. We are doing the third brake light, or fourth brake light kit piece that goes in the bottom of the bumper right there. And we are doing this pretty cool carbon fiber diffuser that goes along the bottom here. So I'm going to put a nut and a bolt through right here to hold that on. And then on the corners, I'm gonna put black hidden screws so that those will be hidden instead of very visible with chrome ones. And I have to figure out how I can seal this thing all the way around the edges, because all the way around like that, because it doesn't actually give you points to do that. It tells you actually in the instructions to put screws through it up here, put screws in up here, but I don't really want to do that. I'm going to see if I can get it to be held on without the screws, but we're going to go ahead and see. The first thing that we're doing is we're mounting this piece up. This piece just gets held on by 3M tape, so I have a little bit of 3M tape right there. I cleaned both surfaces, the light and the bumper, so now I can grab the rest of the 3M tape that's up there and adhese this very well. So let's go ahead and get this on there. Looks really good. The light works and everything. So what I ended up doing was I ended up putting a screw right there and a screw right there. They're a little uneven on the placement of them, but they're black, so they're really hidden. And there's a screw right there, a nut and a bolt right there, and then another screw right there. So this thing ain't going nowhere. It's on there very sturdily. So we can hand this back to the customer. I'm gonna take it for a little test drive, make sure it doesn't rattle or anything. Obviously it shouldn't make any noise. But other than that, it's all ready to go. And let's go ahead and see what the light looks like. So guys, there we go. Looks pretty good. Reflects off the carbon fiber very nicely. And like I said, we're gonna take it for a nice drive, and then we can go ahead and start working on the G37. That'll be the little project that I'm gonna do tonight. I also have to wire in a boost controller and a flex fuel sensor on the blue car. So I'm trying to wire in the flex fuel sensor first. The boost controller is pretty simple. That is just, we have to find the stock boost controller, plug in, cut the wires, make them so that they're speed connectors, and put those onto that, and then just plumb it all up. Obviously the stuff works as always. One to the intake manifold, one to the wastegate, and we're all good. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to copy how Josh's is done for the actual flex fuel sensor, so that I could do it onto that. I did it on Josh's, but it's the first time I really did it, like kind of by myself, and like the first time I've really done them. So it was kind of like first time I do something, it's just like learning it. Second time is repetition, third time is repetition, and then after that it's just like you know what to do. So I have to do this a couple more times and then I'll really get it. So let's go ahead and pull this thing out. G37 is in here. The battery is right here. We're gonna swap this one out for this one right here. I've been having this one charge all day, and we're gonna see how this one works in the car. And the last thing that we're gonna do is underneath here, that connector that is right there, we're gonna plug that back in because it actually goes right up there. So let's go ahead and get this thing on a lift and change this battery and plug that connector in. then we're gonna give her a nice little wash and bring her to the house. We have to pick up Redneck's truck and come and pick up one motorcycle and 2 scooters over there. Bring those to the house. Those are gonna be stored at our house for a little while, and yeah, we're gonna keep going on some other stuff. Oh yeah, the other thing is I have these awesome rotors for this. So one day I'll put these on. These ones are not drilled or slotted, as you can see, but these ones are. So we're gonna put these on and see how these work. I think before I put these on, I'm actually going to spray paint the centers so that the centers are black instead of just like rust. So I think that's what I'll do one day. It's gonna take a little while, so not today though. So let's go ahead and get this done though first. Okay guys, so the connector that was actually off was the O2 sensor. So that could obviously be the reason why the check engine light was on, but there's a lot of codes in this thing, so who knows what it was actually on for. But I definitely pulled that off while I was driving through the driveway because, yeah, that sucks. But I keep looking under here and seeing this, yeah, makeshift exhaust and not too happy about it, but it's whatever. I do need to get my wheels, these wheels powder coated. Would love to do that. But yeah, we're gonna fix other stuff before we do the like aesthetic stuff on this thing too. So this thing already looks pretty good driving down the street. Let's go ahead, lower it down, and see what's going on with that battery. It says it has stopped clicking for a little while now. So guys, the last little bit of this video is I'm gonna talk about this motor right here. This one is actually Rob's. So this one is a 2.9, I believe. It's a 2.9 spool stroker motor that he got from Japan. He's got the stiffening brace underneath it, the oil pump, the oil pan, along with a bunch of new baffling inside it. These are not Dash 5, but these are actually bigger than Dash 5, and they're bigger than the HKS 2530, so they are really big. He's going for around 700, I believe, to the wheel, so that's a pretty big thing there. Other than that though, guys, the last thing we're gonna do is on the 180 here, I have just put on the power steering belt that I had burned off a long time ago from my video of me not really doing too much research on the car. So the last thing that I did was I had deleted the Hikis, and underneath here is one of the Hikis lines. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but there's a line that's up here in the front, and it's actually leaking just a little bit of power steering fluid, and I don't want the power steering fluid getting in the grass at the house and killing the grass and getting into the soil that is very close to our water source. So I'm going to actually make sure that that line gets a nice clamp on it and it won't leak. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna pop this thing up in the air a little bit, put a clamp on it, and then be on our way home because it's pretty late. But yeah, I think that's about it. I talked about the other day, I talked about how I'm getting the diffuser and all that stuff. Can't wait for that stuff. So yeah, if you guys liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. And like you guys asked, don't forget to butter your toast. So guys, just to wrap up the video here, I got home from being at the shop all day. It's been raining on and off. I believe it probably rained here at the house a lot more than it has at the shop, but I come home and like I wanted to do, I checked the G37 just to make sure that nothing was going on with it, and the stupid thing is freaking leaking again. I am so done with this car leaking water. I'm about to rip the dash out and see where the hell this thing is leaking from because I don't want it to leak anymore. I go inside, I go to like look at it and stuff like that, and it's literally the control module is literally soaked again. The floor is soaked. Like, I don't know where this water is coming from, but it's getting very, 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 very annoying. So I think it's like the pillar or something. I'm about to take the fender off, like all of this stuff out, and just like really go through the car and like try to find out where the hell it's leaking from, because it's getting very annoying with this. Like, this carpet is soaked again, and I have to take this thing out. So I don't know what to do with this thing, guys, but if you guys got any ideas, you should definitely let me know, because I'm getting really frustrated with this thing. I have no idea, guys. I have to figure this thing out. I want to drive this car, and I love it. So, yeah. Let's just end the video, guys. I'll see you guys later.